Good morning, day 5 of our 30-day challenge. Welcome to day 5. So today is not about motivation. By now, most of us, some of us have given up. Some of us have broken the standard. Day 5 is about what are you willing to tolerate? And the reason I said it's not about motivation is because we all get motivated. A week later, we're wondering, I'm not motivated anymore. And that's because motivation is like a feeling. It comes and it goes. But today's not about that. Today's about what am I willing to tolerate? Today is about a standard. How low am I willing to go? And a standard is a decision. And a decision is something you stand by, regardless of your feeling. And that's the difference. The motivation comes and it goes, but the standard remains after everything else is gone. After the feeling has gone, after the weather. And so today is not about how you feel, whether you feel inspired. It's about what are you willing to tolerate? Because your life is not going to be shaped by what you desire. It's going to be shaped by what you allow. Because you could desire fitness, but do you allow your standards to drop below someone who stays fit? You could desire discipline, but if you tolerate laziness or procrastination, then discipline loses and your procrastination wins. So the same thing goes for your health, your spiritual standards. If you tolerate skipping prayer, poor sleep, binge eating, then that old identity wins. And the same thing goes with money. If you tolerate poor systems, emotional spending, then you can't possibly win the financial increase battle. And lastly, if you desire peace, but you tolerate gossip, resentment, anger, peace is not going to become your portion. So that's the truth, okay? What you tolerate becomes your standard. And the thing that you make your standard eventually shows up every day. Lower standards are not going to announce themselves. A lot of times they hide inside little cubbies. Here's an example. I'll do it later. One day won't hurt. Man, I'm too tired. I'll just do it tomorrow. I already messed up, so I'll just start again. Or the famous one, this is just who I am. I can't change. I don't have enough time. Or I'll wait until I feel like it's time. And some of these statements, we've become so used to hearing them, they sound harmless. But all it is an agreement with an inferior version of yourself, an agreement with a version of yourself that submits to mediocrity. So in this challenge, day 5, I'm sure for some of you, if not all of you, I'll speak for myself at least, there's been something that has shown up. Resistance, distraction, inconsistency, negotiation. I know for me, I had a situation yesterday where I declared a version of myself that I wanted to show up, and I made a decision. But when it came time to actually execute, I hesitated, and I ended up negotiating with myself. And that wasn't random. That version, that current version of myself was defending itself. And that's going to be normal for us. You don't get to that new version of yourself without a fight. without some type of self-preservation. And what I've seen is you have to have standards or else you're going to fail to those standards. And the real question that I have to ask you guys and myself is, what standard are you operating from? And not what you wrote in your goals, not what you wrote as your mission in day one, but what are you living right now? And by answering that question, you'll be able to identify the gap. Where are you delaying? Where are you hesitating instead of executing like I did? I hesitated on a major decision that would have defined my identity that day, and instead I shrunk to a lower version of myself. What areas in your life today are you choosing comfort, ease, over doing the right thing, over alignment? And where are you lowering that bar silently, hitting the snooze button when you know you should be up, allowing your feelings to have a vote at the table? And wherever you identify these gaps, that's where the work starts. So for today, Cinco de Mayo, May 5th, 2026, we're going to raise one standard and we're going to make it non-negotiable. And the reason I keep saying one, let's just start with one thing. Let's raise one standard for today and prove that we are capable. And if you don't have any standards to raise, there are plenty. Number one can be negotiation. What are you negotiating with? The distractions, the social media, the phone calls, the standards. So today, you could say, I don't negotiate with distractions. If I say I do it, I do it. No exceptions. I execute immediately when I know what to do. No negotiation. Some questions that I would like for you guys to sit with are, what would the version of you who already has these things never tolerate? And what areas in your life have you been letting yourself slide? And what standard, if you really, really lived up to it, could change everything? Now, for me, my identity statement is I'm a man of standard. And I do not wait for motivation. I don't negotiate with what I've already committed to. And the things that I decide, I execute. And yesterday I failed on that. And so today's a new day. It's not about how many times you fall down, but are you willing to get back up and try again? And not try again, but do it again. And that's where most people fade. Not because it's hard, but because they won't hold the line. So I'm telling you guys to hold the line today. And hold the line just means you stop negotiating with the version of yourself that keeps you beneath what God has called you to become. And it means when that old you comes in and says, oh, forget it, you respond with action. And when the fear comes in and says, we'll do it tomorrow, where the comfort says, just hit the snooze or lay in bed for 5 more minutes, you refuse. That's what holding the line is. It's not about perfection. It's more so about correction. You might drift, but you get back, you return. You might fall down, but you get up. You lose focus, you get distracted, but you realign. And if you miss a moment, you don't give up on the whole day. So remember, what have you been tolerating that your future self would never allow? Just one thing. Find it, confront it, raise the standard, and then prove it with action today.